everybody, welcome back to my channel. It's Laura, and today I have another important message. So today I'll be talking about trusting through disappointment. Now first I'm going to read out of Beautiful in God's Eyes, and it's titled Lost My Joy. So here goes. Restore unto me the joy of the salvation. Psalm 51 with 12. Have you ever had your joy stolen? Oh, I know you may be saying, how can you steal something that's intangible? But the enemy of our souls, Satan himself, has a master plan in mind, and that is to steal our joy. Why is joy such a precious commodity to Satan? Because once he steals our joy in Jesus, his next target is our soul. The sad thing is that many people don't realize that their joy is linked to their relationship with Jesus. We feel that joy comes from a good church service that must include good music, good preaching, and good feelings. More often than not, we blame the pastor and the church leaders for stealing our joy when we feel that the church service didn't leave us feeling joy-filled. Well, it's time to face the truth. As long as we don't make our daily time with God the first priority in our lives, then our joy will be short-lived. As a matter of fact, it may even be non-existent. How can I face the unexpected challenges of each new day when the source of my strength is gone? How can I have peace of mind and joy untold when the one who supplies that joy and peace is not given first place in my life? One of the greatest joys I experience is that every time I talk about joy and the joy stealer in our lives, I see people's lives change. It's as though a light goes on in their life as they realize that joy is not a feeling but a state of mind. It's not affected by external situations and events, but by our internal relationship with Jesus. Learning the true source of my joy and that I can hold on to it despite the challenges I face each day has made all the difference in my life. I don't know what challenges you face this day, but I do know that you're not alone. Your joy may be stolen, but it's not lost. The source is Jesus. Why not spend some time with him today and have your joy cup filled? Our God is in the restoration business, restoring joy. So that was from Beautiful in God's Eyes. And now I'm going to read out of this book, Trusting Through Disappointment. Jesus said to her, I am the resurrection and the life. He who believes in me will live even if he dies, and everyone who lives and believes in me will never die. Do you believe this? John 11 with 25 through 26. When King David's newborn baby was dreadfully sick and near death, David prayed night and day, believing that God would heal his child. He wouldn't eat or drink. He didn't shave or shower. He didn't attend to any business. He wouldn't do anything but pray, crying out to God. Despite David's passionate prayers, on the seventh day the child died. David's servants worried how they were going to tell the king that his baby was dead. They thought he would be so devastated, so distraught, that he couldn't handle it. But when David finally figured out what happened, he surprised them all. He got up off the floor and washed his face and put on some fresh clothes. Then he asked his servants to bring him some food, and he sat down and ate a meal. His servants were confused. They said, David, when your child was alive, you fasted and prayed, but now that he's gone, you act as though nothing's wrong. David answered, yes, I fasted and prayed when my son was sick, thinking that God might heal him. But now that he is gone, I cannot bring him back. He will not return to me, but I will go to be with him. Notice David's attitude. He didn't get bitter. He didn't question God. He could have sneered, God, I thought you loved me. Why didn't you answer my prayers? David didn't do that. He She dared to trust God in the midst of the disappointment, of his disappointment. He washed his face and moved on with his life. Friend, you and I have to learn to do the same thing. People may have mistreated you. Somebody may have walked out on you. Or maybe you prayed fervently, yet God didn't answer your prayer the way you had anticipated. That's over and done. You cannot change the past. There's nothing you can do about it. But you must make a decision. Are you going to relive all those painful memories, or are you going to stay in an attitude of faith? You must walk out of any emotional bondage in which you have been living. Nobody can do it for you. You must rise up out of those ashes. You must forgive the people who have hurt you. You have to release all those hurts and pains. Leave the past behind. When you go through situations you don't understand, don't become bitter. Don't question God. Don't lose your joy. Learn to do what David did. Just wash your face, keep a good attitude, and move on. Get ready for the new things God has in store for you. If you will stay in an attitude of faith and victory, God has promised that He will turn those emotional wounds around. He'll use them to your advantage, and that you will come out better than you would have had they not happened to you. And then this is the prayer. Father, I admit that sometimes I'm more surprised when you do answer my prayers than when you don't. I know that I don't deserve your kindness, that like David, I've made some bad decisions, done wrong, and deserve nothing. But thank you for loving me even through my mistakes, failures, and wrong choices. Help me, Father, to trust you through my disappointments. And the last thing I will read from Promises for Life. Real joy. Grown to realize that joy that comes from little victories is preferable to the fun that comes from ease and the pursuit of pleasure. Joyful are people of integrity who follow the instructions of the Lord and search for Him with all their hearts. Psalm 119, 1-2. For the rest of the heart is trouble, and it always comes with the years. But the smile that is worth the praise of earth is the smile that comes through tears. God's friendship is the unexpected joy we find when we reach His outstretched hand. Let the godly rejoice. Let them be glad in God's presence. Let them be filled with joy. Psalm 68:3. May the God of hope fill you with all joy and peace as you trust in Him so that you may overflow with hope. Romans 15:13. Anticipate the future and its changes with joy. There is a seed of God's love in every event, every circumstance, every unpleasant situation in which you may find yourself. So that was all I have for today, but that was from Promises for Life, and I hope you enjoyed this, and I hope you have a wonderful day, and God bless you.
If you like what you see, please subscribe.